Arlington, Texas, August 4th, 1993, Wednesday evening, 8:30 in the evening. The air hangs heavy over the ballpark in Arlington, thick with late summer heat that refuses to break even after sunset. Humidity sits at 78%, the kind that makes uniforms stick to skin, makes every breath feel like work. The stadium lights blaze down on perfectly manicured grass, creating that surreal nighttime brightness that turns baseball into theater. 32,120 people fill the seats, most wearing Texas Rangers gear, blue and red, waving rally towels, drinking beer from plastic cups, eating hot dogs and nachos, creating that constant low rumble of crowd noise that sounds like the ocean. Vendors walk the aisles shouting their wares: peanuts, popcorn, ice-cold beer. Children wave foam fingers. Adults check scorecards. Everyone's settled into the rhythm of a routine midweek game. On the field, a baseball game is being played. Texas Rangers versus Chicago White Sox. 8th inning. Rangers leading 5-2. Should be routine. Should be just another Wednesday night game in a long season. But nothing about this game is routine, because on the mound, standing 60 feet 6 inches from home plate, is a man who should not still be here. Nolan Ryan, number 34. 46 years old. Old enough to be a grandfather. Old enough that most men his age are sitting in offices or on couches. Certainly not throwing 95-mile-per-hour fastballs at professional athletes. His face shows every one of those 46 years. Deep lines around the eyes. Gray hair visible beneath his Rangers cap. Shoulders that have thrown more pitches than any arm in baseball history. 7 no-hitters. 5,714 strikeouts. 27 years in the major leagues. An entire generation of players has come and gone, while Nolan Ryan just kept pitching. But everyone knows this is the end. This is his final season. The body cannot do this forever, no matter how strong the will. His fastball, once routinely hitting 100 miles per hour, now sits in the low 90s. Still good, still dangerous, but mortal. The strikeouts are harder to come by. The wins require more effort, and the pain, the constant grinding pain in his shoulder and elbow, never fully goes away anymore. After this season, Nolan Ryan will retire. Everyone knows it. The players know it. The fans know it. The media has already written the farewell articles, prepared the tribute videos, planned the ceremonies. This is a victory lap, a final tour, a chance to say goodbye to a legend. Standing at home plate, bat in hand, is a man who represents everything Nolan Ryan is not. Robin Ventura, number 23, 26 years old. Chicago White Sox third baseman. Young, strong, in the prime of his athletic life. His body is what a baseball player's body should be at 26. Lean muscle, quick reflexes, zero hesitation. He has his whole career ahead of him. Already a Gold Glove winner, already an all-star, already being talked about as one of the best defensive third basemen in baseball. His future is unlimited. Ryan's future is measured in weeks. Ventura steps into the batter's box. Left-handed hitter, aggressive stance. He has faced Ryan before, never with much success. Nobody has much success against Ryan, even at 46. But tonight feels different. Ventura is locked in, confident. Earlier in the game, he got a hit off Ryan, a clean single to left field. Proof that the old man is beatable. Proof that the legend is fading. Ryan looks in for the sign from his catcher, Ivan Rodriguez. Pudge. 21 years old, another kid, another player young enough to be Ryan's son. Rodriguez puts down one finger. Fastball. Ryan nods. He goes into his windup, that distinctive motion he has performed hundreds of thousands of times. High leg kick. Arm coming over the top. The ball leaves his hand at 95 miles per hour. Heading toward the inside corner, designed to push Ventura off the plate, to establish dominance, to say, this is my territory. But the pitch runs too far inside, way too far. The ball hits Robin Ventura directly in the ribs, just below his left arm. It's with that distinctive thud sound that makes everyone in the stadium wince. 95 miles per hour of hardened leather and cork slamming into human bone and muscle. The pain is immediate, sharp, electric. Ventura doubles over slightly, his face contorting. The umpire immediately signals that Ventura is awarded first base. Hit by pitch, take your base. Standard play. Happens dozens of times every day across baseball. Most players just jog to first, shake it off, and the game continues. But Robin Ventura does not jog to first base. He stands there, just outside the batter's box, bent over, hand on his ribs, and something is building inside him, something hot and dark and angry. The pain is bad, but the embarrassment is worse. He looks at Nolan Ryan standing on the mound 60 feet away. The old man's face shows nothing. No apology, and no concern. Just that blank competitive stare that Ryan has given batters for 27 years. And in that moment, Robin Ventura makes a decision that will define the rest of his life. A decision that will follow him forever. A decision that every baseball fan will remember when they hear his name. He throws his bat toward the dugout, not a casual toss, a violent fling. The bat clatters against the ground, bounces twice. Then Robin Ventura starts running. Not toward first base, toward the mound, toward Nolan Ryan. Charging, full sprint, arms pumping, face twisted in rage. The crowd noise changes instantly. The low rumble becomes a roar, people jumping to their feet, pointing, shouting. In the broadcast booth, announcers see it happening in real time. Oh no, Ventura is going after Ryan. On the field, both benches empty. The players from both teams sprint onto the field, but they are too far away. This is happening too fast. Nolan Ryan sees Ventura coming, sees this 26-year-old athlete, this young, powerful man, charging at him with clear intent to fight. Any rational 46-year-old would back away, would turn, would try to avoid the confrontation, put distance between himself and the angry young man, wait for teammates to arrive and separate them. That is what old men do when young men want to fight. They avoid, they retreat, they use wisdom instead of fists. But Nolan Ryan is not like other old men. He was born in Refugio, Texas, a small town where toughness was not optional. Grew up working cattle on ranches, learned young that backing down meant getting run over. Spent his whole life in a sport where showing weakness invites attack. And now, in his final season, with the whole world watching, a kid is charging him, disrespecting him, treating him like he is finished, weak, someone who can be pushed around. Ryan does not back away. He sets his feet. He lowers his stance slightly. He raises his glove hand defensively and cocks his right fist. He is ready. Ventura closes the distance. 10 feet. 5 feet. He is going to tackle Ryan, going to drive him into the ground, going to make a statement. But he makes a critical mistake. A mistake born of inexperience, of anger overwhelming strategy, of youth's arrogance. He comes in too high, his arms extended, his head exposed. Nolan Ryan, with reflexes honed by 27 years of reacting to 100-mile-per-hour line drives, moves faster than a 46-year-old body should be able to move. His left arm, the glove hand, May shoots out and grabs Ventura's head. Before Ventura can process what is happening, Ryan has him locked in a headlock. Ventura's face is pressed against Ryan's chest. His arms are flailing but cannot reach Ryan's head. He is bent over, off balance, trapped. And then Nolan Ryan starts punching, not wild swings, not haymakers. Short, compact, downward punches, right fist hammering down onto the top of Ventura's head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each punch lands with the sound of knuckles meeting skull. Ventura cannot defend, cannot escape, cannot do anything but absorb the blows. The entire sequence takes 6 seconds. 6 seconds that are captured by multiple camera angles. 6 seconds that will be replayed millions of times over the next 30 years. 6 seconds that will become one of the most iconic moments in sports history. Thus, by the time players from both teams arrive and pull them apart, the fight is already over. Ventura stumbles backward, his teammates grabbing him, holding him back. His face is flushed, his hair is messed up. He looks stunned, embarrassed, defeated. Ryan is pulled away by his own teammates, but he is not breathing hard, not injured, not even disheveled. He looks exactly like he looked before the fight started, calm, controlled, ready to pitch. The umpires converge, discussions happen. The rulebook is clear on fighting. Both players are ejected. Nolan Ryan, at 46 years old in his final season, is thrown out of a game for fighting. Robin Ventura, at 26 years old, with his whole career ahead of him, is thrown out for charging the mound. They walk off the field in opposite directions. Ryan toward the Rangers' dugout, always where his teammates pat him on the back, some grinning, some shaking their heads in disbelief. Ventura toward the White Sox dugout, where his teammates are silent. Because what can you say? What can you possibly say to a guy who just charged a 46-year-old man and got beat up on national television? In the broadcast booth, the replays begin immediately. Slow motion, frame by frame, Ventura charging, Ryan setting his feet, the headlock, the punches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The announcers try to maintain professional neutrality, but cannot quite hide their amazement. I have never seen anything like that. Nolan Ryan just handled that. In living rooms across America, people who were casually watching a baseball game are now standing in front of their televisions, rewinding VCRs, calling friends. Now, are you watching this? Did you just see what Ryan did? Sports bars erupt. Arguments break out. How is a 46-year-old beating up a 26-year-old professional athlete? How is that physically possible? The answer, which will be analyzed endlessly in the days and weeks to come, is simple. Nolan Ryan is not a normal 46-year-old. His body has been conditioned by 27 years of the most demanding physical activity in sports. Pitching requires explosive power, core strength, leg drive, shoulder flexibility, and mental toughness. Ryan has done this at the highest level longer than anyone in history. And growing up in Texas ranch country, he learned young how to handle physical confrontations. This is not his first fight, not even close. Ventura, despite being younger and theoretically stronger, walked into a situation he did not understand. He thought he was charging an old man. He was actually charging a Texas ranch kid who happens to be a 46. The aftermath unfolds over days and weeks. Both players are suspended. Ryan gets 5 games, Ventura gets 2. The punishment disparity confuses people until the explanation comes out. Ryan, despite being the one who threw the punches, was defending himself. Ventura was the aggressor. The league cannot punish a player for defending himself against someone who charged the mound. The media reaction is massive. Front-page sports sections. ESPN plays the video on loop. Talk radio explodes with calls. The debate splits along predictable lines. Some say Ventura was justified in charging Ryan because getting hit by a pitch, especially at 95 miles per hour, is painful and dangerous. Old Ryan should not have thrown inside. Some say Ryan should have acted his age, should have walked away, should have been the mature veteran who diffused the situation instead of escalating it. But the overwhelming majority of responses come down on Ryan's side, not because he was right to fight, but because he won, because he made a 26-year-old professional athlete look foolish, because at 46 years old, when everyone expected him to be soft, to be finished, to be a fading legend, he proved he still had that Texas toughness. Robin Ventura becomes a punchline, literally. Late-night talk show hosts make jokes. Did you hear Robin Ventura charge Nolan Ryan? Yeah, and then he met Nolan Ryan. The video becomes a staple of sports blooper shows, except it is not really a blooper. It is a beatdown. Ventura tries to move on. Nay, he continues his career, has several more good seasons, eventually retires with solid statistics. But no matter what else he accomplishes, that video follows him. Years later, when he becomes a manager for the Chicago White Sox, reporters still ask him about it. He handles it with as much grace as possible, usually laughing it off, making self-deprecating jokes. Yeah, that was not my best decision. But privately, it has to hurt. To be defined by 6 seconds, to be remembered not for gold gloves or all-star appearances, but for getting punched in the head by a 46-year-old. Nolan Ryan retires at the end of the 1993 season as planned. The fight becomes part of his legend. Not the defining moment, but a memorable one. Proof that even in his final season, even at 46, even when everyone thought he was finished, Nolan Ryan could still surprise you, could still be dangerous, could still demand respect. The video lives forever. YouTube views in the millions. Shared on social media constantly. Every few months it trends again because someone new discovers it and cannot believe what they are watching. A 46-year-old beat up a 26-year-old? The comments are always the same mix of amazement, humor, and respect. The lessons from those 6 seconds are debated endlessly. Do not charge the mound against Nolan Ryan, even at 46. Do not let anger override strategy. Do not assume age equals weakness. Do not underestimate Texas ranch toughness. But perhaps the real lesson is simpler and deeper. It is about the difference between youthful strength and experienced toughness. Ventura had the stronger body. Ryan had the harder edge. Ventura had youth on his side. Ryan had 27 years of competition at the highest level. Ventura thought he was fighting an old man. Ryan knew he was teaching a lesson. And that lesson, delivered in 6 seconds via 6 punches to the head, became one of the most memorable moments in sports history. Not because it was beautiful, not because it was sportsmanlike, but because it was real, raw, unscripted. A moment when the script everyone expected, old man backs down from young man, got completely flipped. A moment when age and wisdom and Texas toughness beat youth and strength and anger. August 4th, 1993, a Wednesday night in Arlington, Texas. A 26-year-old made a decision that followed him for life. A 46-year-old delivered a response that defined a legacy. 6 seconds, 6 punches. One legendary beatdown. And baseball has never forgotten.